official meeting for the Redevelopment Agency. I'd ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Your input is very much appreciated. We're excited to be here with our partners, VHB, to do some planning for the Redevelopment Agency's area in the East Haddam Village. As an official meeting, what I'd like to do is first recognize the members of the agency that are here. Will all of you that are here, agency members, please stand up. We're only missing, let's just give them a round of applause too, because this group has been working very hard behind the scenes to try to take all the input that we're looking for to develop this area, and you know, we've been working actually double meetings now for the last couple months, and we intend to do so by the end of the year to get our master plan in effect. So I want to recognize everyone. I also want to recognize today I received notice from our recording secretary, Ruth Zebron, who notified us that she will be moving on for another job and won't be working with us any longer in the agency. I want to recognize her work. She's been very good at getting all the minutes done and helping me get our meetings set up. So I want to put that out and say thank you. I also want to, anybody in the audience that might be interested in working as a recording secretary, I want to make it known that there is a position available, and it's a paid position that the town is looking for. So if anyone is looking to get a little extra, you know, maybe do something extra and perhaps get involved, we would appreciate that. Tonight's agenda, what we intend to do is I want to explain the big purpose here. We have one meeting agenda item for our official agency. We have to pay 2 bills, and then I'm going to turn it over to our friends. This process has been a very long-standing process. It's been going on for a number of years. And in fact, many of you were probably involved in the plan that was brought forth a few years ago. And after that happened, and after the developer pulled the project from consideration, what we did is we took a brand new approach. And that approach was to try to do all the things that would be really necessary for a developer to come in advance. And so while you haven't seen buildings getting torn down or dirt being moved, there's been a lot going on behind the scenes. First and foremost, we worked very hard to inaugurate a TIF policy. TIF stands for Tax Incremental Financing, and we were able to bring that policy forward and now have it available to the entire town. So that was our first thing. We've done a quite a bit of work in the area of environmental testing to assess what we have and what might be going on. And then furthermore, we really went through and did our best at trying to determine what we think is the best thing for this area, what might be the right thing to do. And then we realized we can't do it alone. By trying to figure it out with people that have some experience in certain areas, while we can make good decisions, the decisions that we make really need to be kind of run through professionals, people that do this regularly. And so we went out and hired a master planning group to come in and help develop our master plan. And this is our group that's here today. And how today will be different than some of the other town meetings we've seen in the past is this is not come up, let's hear your talk, next person. It's not like that. It's a very interactive thing where each person has an ability to scope and help us design what we're trying to accomplish in this area. So you'll see they're going to take us through this. And so each one of you have something to say, and each one of you will bring some input to us that will help us. we've already conducted 3 meetings in addition to this meeting today with other groups of stakeholders. So we're trying to encourage your participation. We want to hear what people want. And one of the things concerning me, and it's always been my concern, is when I look out and I see people that come to meetings and they voice their opinion, but the people that also have opinions not show up to our meetings. And I think it's important for them to be heard also. And as a result, tonight, beginning today and going forward, you'll have an online survey available for people that cannot attend tonight's meeting. And for those people, for each of you, I'm asking you to tell your friends to go out and complete the survey, because we're trying to gather as much input. So we're taking all these components and trying to put it together. What we would like is to develop a plan and do all the work in advance that would almost set the table for a developer to come in and put together what we're really looking for. So that's what our goal is, and that's what we're hoping to achieve. And so with that, I'm going to now actually, let me just do my one administrative thing. For our board members, you received copies of some invoices. Would someone like to make a motion to, we have one from Camoin for $885. Would someone like to make a motion to pay that?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Great. And then the other one we have for VHB, and that one is for $2682.50. Would someone like to make a motion to accept this invoice?
Motion to pay that bill.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. So we took care of that. And now what I'd like to do is, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves because I think they'll do a much better job. I'm going to have Tommy Boston from VHB to come through and tell you a little bit about their team and what they do, and then walk you through the course of the evening. Thank you all.
Great. Thanks, Bill. Hi. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tommy Boston. I'm a senior urban planner with VHB, and I specialize in small town planning throughout the New England region with over 12 years of experience. And I'm joined here tonight by my colleagues, Amy.
Yeah, Amy Valancourt. I'm a licensed environmental professional, and I'm the Director of Environmental Services for VHB's Connecticut office.
And I'm Daniel Amstutz. I'm with VHB. I'm a senior transportation planner with our transportation systems section of our office in Connecticut.
Great. So we are here tonight to speak generally about the project site, the study area. We've done an existing conditions assessment. We've looked at the built environment, mobility and connectivity, the natural environment, brownfields, infrastructure, open space, just about anything you can think of. And so we're here to present the findings of that analysis so far. We're going to have some interactive activities in just a little bit. You'll hear us talk for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, but this is really your opportunity to speak and give feedback. So I'll open it up with just a quick agenda. Bill covered the opening remarks. We'll get into the study area overview next, the existing conditions assessment. We'll do some breakout activities. One can be done at your leisure. One will be small groups. We'll have you report out at the end, and then we'll cover next steps, because this is not the only opportunity to engage. As Bill alluded to, an online survey will be made public tonight and remain open through the end of October for anyone who has more to say that they feel like they didn't get to say tonight, or for folks who were unable to attend. And everything will get summarized within this redevelopment plan, which we're targeting to deliver to the town and the Redevelopment Agency at the end of January. So I just like to cover 5 simple rules for successful engagement efforts, just for folks to be mindful of: respect your neighbors, share the floor, focus on ideas and not people, listen fully and stay present as best as you can. I know we're all attached to our phones, and end on progress. We're here to aim for solutions, compromise, and a positive outcome. So with that, I'll get into the study area. And I think, Bill, I can go over this at a high level, and then maybe you can go into why it was chosen and assembled. So we're looking at 10 parcels on approximately 7 acres. 8 of those parcels are privately owned, which is about 4.2 acres, which is just over 60% of this very small and compact study area. And then 2 of those properties that you see in the middle with the hatch marks, 1 Main and 7 Main, are town-owned properties, which is about just under 3 acres or about around 40% of this study area. It's in the heart of East Haddam's historic village center. It's near Swingbridge, the Connecticut River, Gelston House, and Goodspeed Opera House. And it is going to require close coordination between public and private property owners.
When the agency was constituted in 2022, there was a map that was developed for the Redevelopment Agency. The red outline highlights the area of interest. It was designed with the basics of what the existing proposal from Centerbridge had been looking at. So it was the area they were looking for, and so that's what the town allocated the agency to consider. With that said, it's a larger. We're viewing this as somewhat as a larger area, and if certain elements of this red line area become an area that we may want to consider as part of our plan, we'll come back to the town and request that the red line area to be expanded.
Excellent. Thanks, Bill. So looking at the surrounding area and just zooming out a little bit, you have so many major assets that are in such close proximity to each other. So as Bill alluded to, we're looking at this area in the red lines, but we're also taking into account the context around it. The study does not stop at these lines as a hard line. We are looking at how this site connects to the larger town and just across the river with the bridge. You have many notable landmarks and destinations and community amenities. I don't have to tell you all about all of those. Next, I'll turn it over to Bill one more time just to go over the vision and the goals that the agency has for this project that was included in the RFP.
When we sat down to try to look at what we wanted to achieve, we wanted to take all the things that were done for us in the past, right? The plan of conservation and development, some of the zoning regulations, the input that we've received from prior groups, and then we looked at the area and tried to consider how can we develop it with those in mind, and at the same time be mindful of all the things that are necessary to move forward. Our vision is really looking at that and trying to put together a responsible plan. So when we came up with our approach, we considered a number of factors, and in particular, we are aware, and I've gotten some feedback from maybe some people here in the audience. We've received some feedback on some of the things that are real issues that we need to consider: traffic study, access to the river, trying to keep the property looking as it does now without making it look, change it that much. Preserving that natural character. We looked at all of that, and we also thought we need to do this in a responsible way, both environmentally and also financially. So we're looking at methods of trying to finance a good portion of this without having to really assess the citizens or the residential taxpayers.
Excellent. Thanks, Bill. So now we're getting into sort of the existing conditions. And before we jump into sort of our findings, it's just taking a moment to really realize that this effort did not just start recently. This is decades in the making. It goes beyond 2004 to what we have here. We found out some other studies this afternoon from our other stakeholders that we will be reviewing and incorporating just to make sure we have a full picture of what's been done in the past before we move forward in the present. So in 2004, the mobility improvement study, there was this focus on traffic, parking, and pedestrian safety, and a potential Goodspeed Opera House expansion. In 2006, the town office's site reuse study, there were concepts for reuse, mixed-use redevelopment of the town office with housing, retail, and a village green. In 2008, the plan of conservation and development directed growth to existing villages and emphasized mixed-use opportunities and preserving the village character. In 2010, Fellner Associates put together a concept plan for this site with design approaches for walkability, circulation, and architectural cohesion. Jump to 2018, the Village Revitalization Committee had public input meeting on the reuse of the former town offices with concerns raised about historic character, the natural environment, and property ownership and the different property owners. In 2019, on the POCD update, the village was designated as a growth priority, and the plan addressed mobility, parking, and business and tourism opportunities, in particular in this portion of the town. In 2022, there was a village district redevelopment plan, which established a framework for redevelopment, land acquisition, retail expansion, river access, and bike and pedestrian improvements. In 2023, Rob Smith put together a concept plan that proposed roadway redesign to reduce congestion at the bridge and maintain access during bridge closures. And in 2023, RiverCog put together an economic development strategy that was regional, but really promoted infill, mixed use, and walkable communities to boost tourism and agriculture. So it really speaks to the concentrated nature of the site and the really unique opportunity that East Haddam has with these properties. And as you can see where we are in 2025, Amy is leading the Brownfields assessment project for the public properties. And then we've got this redevelopment plan effort, which is a 6-month planning effort that will end in January. So going into the existing conditions and what the site is today, what we're working with, what some of the constraints and opportunities are. There's really steep topography. There's really steep slopes in the western portion near the river, in the northern portion up by Broome Road. But that also gives us naturally occurring scenic vistas along the riverfront with opportunities for trail connections or promenades or viewing platforms. Each slide that you'll see in each of these topics is also going to have considerations for redevelopment, which are just things that we've pulled at a very high level to help inform you where we see the opportunities right now. So steep slopes are going to require grading, the use of retaining walls, and potentially step foundations to meet that very challenging topography. It brings up walkability and ADA accessibility concerns for mobility. And then you just have to look into extra infrastructure, especially stormwater and erosion management for runoff if and when this site is developed. Keeping on the natural environment, wetlands and floodplains, really the southern portion of the area, south of 82 along Lumberyard and Dock Road and up to Creamery Road, there are FEMA designated flood zones. The areas in blue are 100-year flood zones, and the area in orange is 500-year. There are wetlands in the southeastern corner where the Land Trust or Rotary Club owns that property around Sucker Brook. And they offer other opportunities for flood storage, discharge, and water quality benefits. Considerations for redevelopment is it gives us limited opportunities to redevelop in that area, given the presence of the wetlands and the floodplains. But it's also a unique opportunity for the rest of the site to include things like green infrastructure, bioswales, any other things to sort of catch stormwater runoff before it would make its way to the wetlands, the brook, or the Connecticut River. For open space and recreation, while there is no technically textbook open space within the study area is so close to so many huge assets that people come for miles to experience in East Haddam and the neighboring communities. Within just about a mile, you have over a half a dozen regional and statewide open space assets, which really could tie into our site through enhanced riverfront access, enhanced connection via trails or pedestrian paths to these open space destinations that go beyond our study area, connections to the Nathan Hale House just to the north via some sort of riverfront walkway. And then there's the potential to incorporate additional green space within the village. You're talking more intimate spaces, a public plaza, a pocket park, which is a small park that can be tucked in between two buildings, a more formal village green that could come back. And again, that green infrastructure and streetscapes that can be incorporated throughout the redevelopment effort. Now we go into historic resources, which is a large component and a large focus of our study. We've also brought on Cross Key Architects, which is a certified preservation planner and architect firm who is going to help us build out these concepts following tonight and all this feedback. We are located within the East Haddam Historic District. It's a fundamental guiding factor to East Haddam's identity as a destination for arts and culture. For redevelopment, it's going to take careful coordination to ensure architectural design of any new buildings are compatible in style, which is the actual design and facade, the ornamentation, the details of that design and facade, and then the overall scale of the buildings to make sure we're not putting in a giant building or a building that's too tall. It's got to fit in with the existing character of the village center. And then that also offers, on the flip side of that coin, a really unique opportunity to bring in complementary architectural styles that are not present, but could bring in more contemporary uses within here and be integrated within the redevelopment plan alongside of the historic buildings surrounding the study area. For zoning, it's a unique zoning. It's a special district. It's the East Haddam Village District. Within the East Haddam Village District, there are 3 sub-areas. There's a highest use, there's a moderate use, and there's a lower use. Our study area is comprised of the highest use, which you'll see in the darkest shade towards the south, along Norwich Road and 82. And then the moderate use is up towards Main Street, Broome Road, and towards the riverfront. The highest use currently allows for residential, commercial, and cultural facilities, offices, and public and institutional uses. The moderate use is similar to highest, but at a lower intensity, which just means that not as dense. So it's concentrated, the highest use, around the foot of the bridge, and then sort of transitions out to smaller scale and lower uses and smaller intensities as you head out from the foot of the swing bridge. Some considerations for redevelopment. This overlay district that's currently there ensures that any new development respects existing character while accommodating new, more contemporary uses. And it serves as a protector for views to and from the Connecticut River that should be preserved. Only a couple more slides, I promise, and then we get to the fun part, the exercises. For site infrastructure, we did a full basis of design document where we dove into exactly what's present in the study area. All parcels are connected to the sewer system. There is some capacity in the sewer system to accommodate new development. Potable water is supplied through private wells, so a big infrastructure need would be bringing the public water supply across the river or connecting it in and providing public water for any other uses that were to come, that could come onto the site, aside from what's existing there today. Stormwater management is infrastructure along Main Street, which would either have to be upgraded or additional stormwater infrastructure would have to be placed in any new development. Electricity and utilities are overhead lines along Main Street, but this paints an interesting picture for considerations for redevelopment. The sewer system's only at 50% capacity, so there's availability to handle additional development. Public water supply, that infrastructure is needed. With limited stormwater infrastructure, it will require upgrades or expansion. And then there's the opportunity to incorporate the burial or relocation of overhead utility lines in a new development. Transportation. This was a big sticking point and something that Bill and the agency brought to us. It's safety, connectivity, and mobility are a huge issue in this part of the town, especially at the foot of the swing bridge and as you head into the other intersections further east. Sidewalks are limited and fragmented with only 2 crosswalks. The crosswalks are unlit, they're in varying conditions, there's limited signage, there's no flashers, there's no other indication that a pedestrian can cross here besides some striping or painting. There's no existing bicycle infrastructure, but there's this huge opportunity with this connection, this pedestrian connection over the swing bridge, that we're seeing more foot traffic here. And once people get to this side of the river, it's deciding where to go. There's very limited infrastructure that connects further into the town on this side. So investments will be needed in bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure, whether that's bike lanes, wider sidewalks, safer crossings, flashers on the crosswalks, raised crosswalks. There's a lot you can do with that we're going to look into. And then just improved safety and accessibility, first and foremost, through traffic calming and the implementation of complete streets. And what complete streets means is it just making sure that vehicles, pedestrians, and bikes all have sort of the same treatment and are basically provided safe passage through urban design elements such as on-street parking, bump outs at curbs where you can cross the crosswalk safer, and it basically makes the experience, especially for pedestrians and bicyclists, much safer. And then we need to the complete streets and traffic calming will help balance those needs between pedestrians and cyclists with the current predominance of vehicles. And it's important to note, traffic volumes are highest at the swing bridge in this area, where there are an average of 9,100 vehicles per day. And as you can see here, while there are no vehicle on pedestrian accidents, there are vehicular accidents at a fairly high frequency at the foot of the bridge. And then you can see right around here on this curve in front of the Gelston House. Last slide before we break out into the activities. So brownfields and environmental remediation. 1 and 7 Main, which are the town-owned properties, had past underground storage tanks removed, and there's residual petroleum and lead present, but it's manageable under redevelopment. Most of the privately owned parcels, there are minor concerns with potential underground tanks, lead, and asbestos and PCBs. For 24 Lumberyard Road, which is the former gas and auto dealership site, on the southern end near the wetlands, further testing is needed to determine the level of remediation required. And there's arsenic site-wide, but that is naturally occurring due to local geology and is not a barrier to redevelopment. So considerations for redevelopment is that the environmental issues are manageable and the town-owned parcels are the ones that are most well-positioned for redevelopment. We could potentially be looking at an incremental or phased approach. And so with that, what we're really all here for tonight is to hear from you all. I could go on and on about this site, but we really want to hear from the public. We've set up a really neat interactive activity. We'll have a 20-minute timer. There are 3 maps on each of these tables up here. They're identical sets. So if you gather around one or the other, it doesn't matter which you're going to. They're all 3 the same maps. And we focused it around certain themes. One map is the built environment, which is going to focus on buildings, infrastructure, the overall site layout. One is called Getting Around, which is mobility, connectivity, and safety, which really just shows the sidewalks, the crosswalks, and the roadways. And then the other one is Living Landscape, which is the natural environment. So over the next 20 minutes, we have Post-it notes, the green Post-it notes, and I'll leave these directions up here. Don't worry, you don't have to memorize this or take notes. The green Post-it notes are strengths or likes. What works in this area right now? What should be kept? What shouldn't be changed? What should be replicated in the area? Pink Post-it notes are weaknesses or dislikes. What needs to be removed? What needs to be changed? And yellow Post-it notes are for opportunities or ideas. Come to us with any opportunities or ideas you have. Write it on each of the Post-it notes based on the corresponding color, and you're going to place it just directly on these maps. We're going to have some facilitators from VHB and the Redevelopment Agency kind of floating around, happy to interact and ask us any questions. But I think at this time, it'll give a chance for folks to kind of get up out of their seats. I'll put 20 minutes on the clock. And I open up the floor to you all.
What will happen after that?
After that is going to be another activity. So after 20 minutes, I'll ask everybody to take their seats again. And the second activity is basically going through your thoughts and ideas in small groups. And then we're going to do a small, quick exercise just to see where folks' priorities are. A little bit of dot voting with stickers based on the feedback that we receive here tonight. So there'll be 2 20-minute activities, and then we'll cover next steps and wrap up. All right. So I will put 20 minutes on the clock. It's not a hard and fast 20, but please let us know if you have any questions.
This is excellent.
Yeah, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see new. Took your sticky off. Trails today.
Microsoft Forms for the online survey.
Traffic.
Absolutely. So what I've done, yeah, so on the last slide, we go over next steps. I'll have a QR code. The survey is going to be open tonight through the end of this month, and it's going to be long form, so you can put as as
It'll
you'd
also be
like.
posted on
Absolutely, and all the results will come into us, and then we'll summarize it with all of this that we collect here as well. Yeah, I know. Post-it notes a very small amount to fit a thought on. Yeah, of course. No, that's a great question.
Down here, what do you miss? What do you go down here for?
Sure.
The built environment.
Hey, sure. Yeah.
We'd like to see walking trails, we'd like to see, we had someone come up today with, something for
Yeah.
the river
That's
for
excellent.
recreation. If we had a place where we could kayak, get tackles.
That would go here.
Those were some.
Wait one more day.
Go and living. Thinking recreation.
That's natural.
The built environment would be the type of things we want to see here. Restaurants,
Yes, he was in the
coffee
third
shop.
which we'll do too. I know she's out this
You
week,
know,
but he
whatever
said,
the community
let's get a meeting
enjoys
together with
missing. Down here.
Have Sharpies as well.
Mobility, cars, getting around.
So yellow is for opportunities and ideas, are things that you don't want to see,
Exactly the same here.
and green are things that you like.
Yes. Very good to have so many people.
So,
Excellent. This is current road. It's gonna stay that way, but we're workshops where people were talking about not having.
Yeah, that worked out. He actually said he was going to be too, so maybe it's Hey, how are you, sir? Oh, thank you, sir. Hopefully I didn't speak too fast. Thank you.
yeah. So the
So we're having Dan largely and see what can kind of fit there in some sense. Right, absolutely. It keeps traffic moving. Exactly, and you're not making a turn, there's no people waiting, it's constant movement. It would be a big sell given that they went across the river and some of there's mixed feelings on it. They're really expensive. They could work here to ease traffic flow. We're also looking at, even if we don't keep the road where it is, could we relocate the property? So really anything is on the table. Please. No, unfortunately, I haven't yet.
Don't you see that one? If you agree with the note, you can put a sticker on it.
park?
Yeah. Like a small park. I think Tommy mentioned. Right, absolutely.
Right, but then what kind of the two?
Sure, yeah, they'll need that assistance. And I think that's something we're gonna look into. One of the things that we talked about, expensive, but there's certain things that the developer may
My feeling is a
in
pocket.
this. What we're trying to do here is everything
Does it have to be between two buildings?
Doesn't have to be.
backs that we get from our
It's a small area.
A little
we're gonna put into a couple pages, be included in RFP. Restricted. Yeah, no, excellent. I'm from Colony. So yeah. Oh, excellent. Oh, all right. Sure. That's awesome. All right, there you go. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Oh, the park there, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But that's not a parking
It
lot.
is a wetland.
That's not a pocket.
Anybody have any questions?
I don't know how big that is. I mean, I know the whole area.
6 or 7 months. So what we're trying to do is have a plan.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is basically said to work here. Here's what a market is. Here's what here's the result of that in a plan. What can you actually do as a developer when you go out?
Oh, VHB, we're the consultant. It stands for Vanessa, Hagen, and Ruslan. It's like the three founders of the company, basically.
Right, paint.
And it's just yeah, it's in the fashion craft. And again, I think it's a little better. I was really disappointed. I think it's way more my end. So if you go to
I'm thinking, thank you.
I think you might just go by VHB. So if you to go, VHB.com. It's like a critical density here. That's one of the things that we do. Like we're in goes in a firm. He does a lot of environmental at the end of the month, and it's long form. So our headquarters is in Watertown, Massachusetts, but our Connecticut office is in Manhattan. So it'll be available for offices up and down. So speak freely. Sure, you're welcome.
And so yeah, this I understand the stagnation with previous plans. I think there's momentum here, right? Swing Bridge just opened up with the pedestrian and the bicycle traffic. And that's around. Yeah.
Did they go right to
Definitely need to capitalize on that. And then for us figuring out what's under there's really this momentum that's happening now. So that when we get this plan ready, this will be a collection of thoughts and that the developer has virtually no unknowns when they have it. That's the goal. That is something.
That's the hard part.
That is the hard part.
Yeah.
So that was brought up in some targeted stakeholder interviews with some town folks today, and that was what they asked. Stakeholders. So number of the house, commission, the number of the house. I don't know offhand of the area. I think. Are you talking about groups and community groups? So we had a wide range of representation. They were able to give more specific feedback based on their perspectives, and then this will be matched up against that public input here, and will be one. So we're trying to come at it from every angle and be very thoughtful.
You're interested in this stuff too, or what? Oh, absolutely. Hi. Hi. Melissa Shepherd. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Not much there.
Jason's.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, I was asking more general things.
What I was just saying.
Yeah. I took some pictures too. Yeah, thank you. I would guess maybe more. I'll take the credit.
Absolutely.
Not bad, I'm happy. I pulled into the parking lot and I thought all those people were in this. And here it is. 15 people, so everybody seems right on time for a little bit.
Man in the red.
Public outreach, now here's your chance.
Sure. Was asking about number of.
Oh, is that right?
Trying to revert to the house that's, I guess, next to the play. Yeah, it's a rec meeting going on. It was the number. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. That. Keep on.
Oh, right, okay, right. Amy knows the numbers, okay. I wouldn't let her in, so bad.
Water, on this one.
See, and I go way back. Did you?
Green is just what you like, regardless, yeah, so the maps are themed environmental, built environment. Green is just whatever you like about what exists today.
Until you see.
Exactly. Yellow is if you have an opportunity.
Well, the dots don't give you guys the opportunity.
Good, excellent. No, please, yeah. We've got more covered.
So then, yeah, it looks like we're getting a lot of good input.
We are. It's okay if you want everybody's opinion.
First time I had to do a dot thing, I was like, a dot thing? So that was one that where it was weighted dots.
Yeah.
Like if you got a certain number of dots and you had to figure out how to divide them up. So if you really liked one idea,
We had to do that for the river tech thing, I told you, because we had 350 people.
this is,
In the dots.
excuse me,
Yeah, okay.
Seem to know.
what would you like to get?
Use these maps with that, or these maps are gonna go away? Okay. Yeah, even the whole way on the floor. Folks should put down yellow ideas and things like that, or going to list their ideas on those folders.
You know, oh, what happened?
We're gonna document them, and then at the end of the exercise, you're gonna get 3 dots, and they're gonna have to vote. Oh, right, okay. You can leave one extra.
The tax base right now is land and
What are your
everyone's tax.
ideas? What are your priorities? I'll write them down. Yeah.
On this one, who knows?
And you kind of reiterate there's
Right.
more choices.
Exactly. It's about
Trying to get them to think about like trade-offs. So what really matters.
The revenue for,
Yeah.
and if the town owns it, that would be.
Yeah, and that probably wouldn't even, so I like the that garage, like if you could make it into like a retro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems, pretty structurally, the condition, so, rehabbing it might be a little hard, but there's no reason that you couldn't recreate that
Recreate,
architecture, yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
right.
The Williams Chevrolet place,
I say
That's in
that
really
with
bad
time
shape.
and money.
Again, 2022.
It's gonna be available online for free.
So it's Microsoft structural engineer will tell you. The reason behind, your major projects where we left with the side, back. The only got the progress button.
Indicate that to everybody that they have an opportunity to write the work and say it's on postage.
No, I totally thought I set a timer. Oh, God. Let's say 7:20.
Yeah, that's
housing is, unless we're the land,
I go up to the orchard and I throw the ball.
I'm an enterprise.
Yeah, but you never know that was
Always that may be
Yeah, if I need to be the next one, maybe that could be 10 or 15.
I'm sure Raj, I'm trying to let him do
our,
Okay, all right.
there,
Would be,
I think,
Oh.
I saw
Twice. No, 3 times.
the other primary issue is, I don't know what they're gonna do with their workers. They need more housing.
say the old town.
Twice the bear has been in the orchard and pulled.
Center Island, like you're in a barn. Left, right are the little cubby holes for the artists.
Oh, twice.
We stopped feeding them first because,
And everything flows out.
and we didn't do it, but we didn't want them there.
We went once.
I've seen it before. Yeah, right? 2 rounds. White hair. I think
Probably the way that
you haven't seen anything.
I was afraid of.
because it's really not in good shape.
Yeah. So many problems. When I was driving here.
Something weird like that. I don't know. It's like Beach Man LLC or something like that.
Great at the time.
Yeah.
And, that was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? We could have had 15 years worth of revenue if we had done that.
The old dealership would be good. Dealership's a nice old architectural building, not town garage. Yeah, dozed.
Like seriously.
That much clean water.
Thank you, man. Yeah, how old now? He's 8 and a half. Yeah, or like
Really had some problems with breweries and other towns that have sewer systems.
I was waiting for my wife to get the gas for
They
bedtime.
have to get rid of it. Full of
Yeah, exactly.
nutrients and bugs and do real damage.
Yes. What's up? So there going to be images on the portal or the... Yeah, sure. Yeah, Staples is getting expensive. Would you want it on like front board, like mounted?
But they don't. By the bar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
They had it during COVID. They had it forever.
If they had moved this out with the time that we were building the wastewater treatment plant, then we would have already had the space open for that site. You know, everything in this town moves slowly.
Totally.
There were some comments we
It'll be-
made about
It's over here.
phase expansion.
I knew we.
And wherever it has,
Various people
Absolutely.
requested.
if you want to do that, that would probably work.
That's been like Bob Pastor's position for a long time, getting sort of organic growth. It's not like one big development. So people were excited when that what's now just the apartment building was going to be a pub with residential upstairs. That was like, okay, we had a glimmer of hope.
Very big disappointment with that.
Yeah, because that would have been great. That would have set the stage for others. People want to see the old Vita, and that's taking forever. So
He's somewhere. Yeah, he's here.
what's the water jug? It's not all seltzer; it's just regular water.
All right, folks, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Perfect. Oh, I love it. Mine's the same.
Wait, are those batch
You
gotta do the middle initial. Yeah.
Like me, that was like 15 years ago when that was first coming out. I thought I was
You were
hours out of the game with that name, Oil. But anyway, that would be living Haddam right over here. That way.
Absolutely.
And filter for our drinking, everyone's got some kind of filter on their system. It goes through sand, it got turbidity. A lot of the arsenic comes out in there.
Yeah, I find myself in the same boat.
said you wanted out?
Yeah, for sure. It's easier to get up close to something.
All right, thanks. It's naturally occurring.
Yeah, but the levels were high.
Tommy, how are you, sir?
I spoke to DEP about this because they got $1 million price tag for remediating arsenic on the town property. That was excellent. It was not from the area, and I was like, hey, it's naturally occurring. I'll prove it. So we went out with samples.
Appreciate it. Can I keep this copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, sometimes, but it really depends on the amount of precipitation we're
I'd
getting.
like to, if you want to schedule a second.
High level arsenic.
I'd love to do that as well. Because I would love to pick your brain. Please, yeah, send it to my email.
You should build this.
On both sides of the river.
And that's great. What worked in this? And then we'll fill in the gaps.
Right, so, I worked with DEP, there's no room.
Topography, kind of talking about.
12 years and he's not. I always wonder what it was.
Actually occurred, so where the town thought they were gonna have to remove for $1 million, they don't have to do it. Let's do it wisely. Or more correctly. Exactly.
Get the word out. That's how information gets obtained. Yeah. Okay. But
He's right, and he's left me.
Because flat, fertile land in the Midwest all of a sudden is accessible.
It's an interesting exercise.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get some photos. Walk outside the windows. Roads away.
Take all these down.
Learned from my past mistakes 30 years ago.
exactly.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We got
So that online
technology.
presence will mention as well. Absolutely, that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Galen? How are you?
Sorry that I'm so.
Please, Miss Gail, don't sweat it. Yeah. Good. How are you? It's a great turnout tonight. So, yeah, we're wrapping up our first exercise. I'm going to get everybody back together, and we're going to do our second, and then we'll wrap by like 8. Flow. Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, good. How are you?
This is going to be.
Great. Let me know if I can help. I can take photos or whatever.
We'll end up rolling these up just to make sure they're secure. Some of them are.
Okay, if folks can take their seats, we'll go to the next exercise.
How are you? Good. Hi.
The Redevelopment Agency to facilitate this.
David's in Vermont. He's doing some neuropsych stuff.
There's more money.
He's in some prison tomorrow.
All right, in the interest of time, I want to make sure we can cover this second exercise. Yeah. All right, if I could have everyone's attention. All right. Well, thank you all so much for participating in that first exercise. I hope you all found it useful. What we're going to do is we're going to collect all of these maps tonight. We scan everything in, we digitize it, we make sure everything is tied to the location so that these recommendations are very specific and location-based. It will be summarized and included as a chapter in the final report. Now for the second activity, we're going to break out into small groups. Each small group is going to have one facilitator. I'm thinking 4 groups based on the size. And everybody is going to take turns and share their ideas for the study area. So anything you put on yellow Post-its, if you didn't put it on a yellow Post-it and have a new idea, share that idea in the small group. Your ideas are not limited. The only caveat is in this last 5 minutes, you're going to be given 3 sticky dots for your group. And we're going to be recording them on those big Post-it towers out back. And you are going to have to vote your priority and your top 3 ideas using only those 3 dots. So it really forces you to take a look at that entire list of everyone's ideas in your group and vote where you think the priority should be. So you can use all 3 dots. You cannot place more than 1 dot on one idea. So it forces the distribution. There's going to be some conversations about trade-offs and negotiating. We'll do 10 minutes for the group discussion. Myself, Amy, Dan, and Caitlin are going to be your 4 facilitators. We'll have group 1 here, group 2 here, group 3 in the back, and group 4 in the back. I think easiest thing just to kind of separate folks is just to have folks count off by 4. We could start right here. Start with 1. 1. 3.
3? Okay.
Oh, just back to 1. You're good. So I'll do
It's late.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1. I'm doing it now. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yep, you got it. Thank you. 3, 4. Gentleman in the glasses and the green shirt. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go behind. 4, and then 1. Amy's helping me out. Thank you, Amy. 2, 3, and then the back row. 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and then in the back, all the way in the corner. 4, 1, 2, 3. All right.
To avoid confusion,
We gotta do this again.
Number 1, put up your hand. So anyone sitting next to him is a 2.
There you go. All right, so we'll do 1's up here, 2's up here, 3 in the back, and 4 in the back.
We're gonna use the stickies, right?
Yes, if you want to grab 2, 1 for each one, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Number 1.
You're a 1, okay.
Number 1.
Maybe 2 or 3?
Come in the back with me. We'll do the girls up front.
PHB is Vanessa Hengen
Now, right?
Ruslin. We are an environmental and engineering firm.
Are you a 2,
Specialize in transportation, everything transportation, everything land.
2 up here?
Environmental.
I gotta agree with
Are you guys
Bernie.
2?
Two.
2. Somebody said 1 bar.
What is this side? This is 2.
State on the eastern coast. We're 1.
Group 1.
This is 2.
No, actually, I'm probably gonna do more on their online survey they're gonna have up for months.
So we're divided into small groups, 1 recorder assigned.
Why don't you take this?
I can be the recorder.
Okay, so
I think what we're doing
Participating in each group
is taking the yellow stickies that everyone wrote down about the ideas for the study area. I will make a list, and then when we have 5 minutes left, we'll use sticky to rank them.
Correct. What you're going to do is start to talk.
I'm not gonna touch the
about
stickies. I'm gonna write them down. I'm gonna write down the list of what everyone's ideas were.
Out of that, what was your driving force?
I'm gonna write them down, and then okay, sure, yep.
Got an idea?
Yes, I do.
Throw it out.
Yes, I do. It involves parking.
fragmented.
Extremely critical. It's critical today. Using on the river, I learned that last summer. Okay. We need more parking? I'll keep it short. We should seriously look at this area down here for parking. It's flat.
Another idea of parking is near the lots of topography. And I would suggest, and you're gonna excavate between contaminated site anywhere. Well, I'd suggest just underneath the shop. Build some storefronts, put some parking underneath, and then build some stores and stuff on top of it. And it's going into the hillside, so you'd never see it.
That was a big thing that was brought up today, the possibility of having shuttles.
That'd be local
Parking's a
parking.
premium, you don't want your prime land.
Yep, sorry.
What else?
So, I guess I had two conjoiners. I was recently over in Akron, Ohio. They have a canal, and their street is up here. And so what they have actually is a lot of shops that go in up here off the street. You can also go down and have a pedestrian bridge. So you could almost put a pedestrian bridge
Ed, someone who hasn't given me one.
Boston over, and as somebody said, you got the topography. Build a building where that bridge goes right into the second floor, and it comes down to underground parking or something like that, and have the other end of it up by the library, because you're gonna need some parking up towards that end as well. You know, it's.
Can I dovetail off that? Has anyone been to Italy, Siena? It comes up with an example. The topography is extreme, and I know it may be expensive, but they use escalators, so we could actually have the street is terrible. It's unsafe, and when you standing there when you're coming around in front of it. No, that's a problem, and I was thinking if somebody would have protected by the sacrifice.
Yeah.
They use them all over Europe.
What are you saying, a tunnel?
Well, Middletown has a tunnel from the riverfront to the main street.
The only thing is, it's an aging, older demographic in town.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know the right of way. Yeah.
Something like that. It's a big idea, but it's probably expensive. But, you know.
So is a dead body. So can I, oh, okay, I got something to add later on. Build on your idea.
Sure, I represent the cyclists in the area, and I ride in the area every day, and there's a lot of cyclists that come through every single day. And there's a lot of amenities in town, the cafes, whatever's in this area. Have their shops, whatever. But coming across the bridge, I've been doing it since the 90s, and I'm used to it now. But it's very prohibitive to a lot of people to come over here, to come into this village on the bike. So, you know, it alleviates a lot of traffic if people, especially come over.
Have you used a new cantilever?
I have, yeah. I'm used to riding on the actual bridge.
Especially
But a lot of people, that's a non-start for most people.
Suggesting a bicycle lane?
I'm suggesting a bicycle lane. You know, you want to be able to get up to the top side of town. It's so skinny, and right now
There's
it's.
a tree right next to it.
We did have shuttles on our list here.
Oh, that's my ultimate dream. But the easiest way to do it is right now you're forced to go up Ray Hill. And for whatever reason, I think it's because Google, if you put in like, how do you get to,
You said more restaurant, but you also added shopping.
and so
Did I hear
you
that?
not only have to ride up Ray Hill, which is a horror. You know, it's,
I couldn't physically
yeah,
do
yeah, it's
that.
hard to walk up. But you also are getting buzzed by cars that are like breaking competition to get up there. You know, and so
On the other side of the airport, that would take you over to preserved area. Yeah,
Right.
that's all level and be.
which would be absolutely unbelievable.
I think that's more viable.
But I would say the easiest, if you want the easy way out, just a bike lane up to Palmer Martin would be amazing.
Or
Definite ones, like you're so passionate.
just to go
you
with
think this one thing can really make or break our center. Or things you
Town
look
is a
at
hub.
on here where you're like,
with, yes, you can have a bike lane this way, or you can go.
That's all the local business.
Parking is on here.
We don't know where.
Right.
Yeah, my dream is just to connect all the local businesses and make them likable.
Up the hill.
We did talk about a couple things today in different avenues, like if you are building, the topography here kind of gives you the ability. So you can build
Behind the ice cream shop.
That's high building.
We were looking at, more than 2 stories.
The houses and
Compared to some of the other plans that had.
Oh, is that the ship?
Yeah.
Oh, with the gazebo and the flatlands.
That, yes, if you're looking at coming up here and being able to access the property over here. Everyone knows coming this way, trying to pull in is possible. I know because I've been working on this property for what, 2.5 years now, John?
Indeed.
And trying to get a drill rig into the property to do soil borings was impossible. We had to stop the traffic.
So it could be a raised up. Nice wet area.
From the dealers, from the old dealership over to
Yep, I did. Boardwalk bike on my road.
Well, if we're talking about more shops, one thing that it really should be a diversity of things that you can just go poke in, not, I mean, if you go down Deep River, you can stop here and buy something, and stop there and buy something, and it's like, I'm not going there for shopping. Maybe a little small art gallery, maybe something from the Historical Society, but something where you not expect.
Not like a.
Joe, it's all
Not
about,
expected.
it's all about food.
They're down there too.
I'd love to go where the hardly anything. She looks like a great. They don't even have
Ice cream closing.
Maybe it was right there. Almost nothing.
So as the
Yeah, so I wrote that on a sticky note. The town hall because it overlooks everything. Yes,
there's a lot of
no, they're not gonna.
maybe we can throw this out.
Yeah, I said that on my sticky note.
This property.
Yeah, it could change. Yep.
And not necessarily saying big development, building with 6 parking spots.
2 more minutes, 2 more minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you were to build
South Paul Lefty, this is what we have. You have the opportunity to add more or less to this list in the next. And you're gonna get these dots.
Not along the river.
along here.
Right.
That connects the line.
It is flippy, but it's also.
Everybody in this room is.
I've walked it, you
We
can
have
do
2
that.
minutes left. Are there any other ideas that we want to get on our list before we do our dot exercise?
That's right, go ahead.
Well, you can do that, I've walked it. We live right here. So we abut up to the.
You didn't say which color, but we'll figure that out.
And then you can get to the library.
Yeah, but when you get up there a little bit.
Anything else we want to get on our list as a priority?
I think keep the paths near the water,
Got a good list?
retail to like keep the shops like right away from the water level. Let the paths be closer to the water. Any retail or restaurants that you want to do along the river, make sure they're higher.
You don't need a restaurant that's on the water, but if it's higher up, you can
I
utilize.
think you want people to access the water.
I would say keep some of the shops together, so we don't pick up all the land. That's not
Dots. Okay, I'm gonna put another page there. We can start voting too. Take two more ideas.
Like co-occupant.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Hey, real quick,
Take 1 or 2 more
the
ideas.
street is such a danger. I
Tommy,
mean,
what color are we not using?
Oh, we can use any color for this. These colors don't matter on the dots.
Priority,
Yeah.
what's priority?
Just priority. The colors don't matter on this.
whole area for just foot traffic, bike traffic, parts along the. Look at options to rethink the traffic flow. Get in and get out, not disrupt or put in danger bikers and walkers and all that.
I agree. Okay, I agree, it should be made straight. It's higher. So this here, this way, straight.
Yeah, and then just make the dot next to the idea.
When I come this way to go left, how often do I do that?
We have birdhouses, bluebird houses.
This whole area is
That's the transfer station. Transfer station.
If you go straight, elevated above the bridge, if you go straight, it'll be higher, and put a walkway through the road. If you go straight, it's higher than down here. It's high enough, I believe, for a walkway. So no crossing traffic.
Yeah.
Plus it'll be straight, no corners.
Okay, I think we have to do our dots now. So everyone takes 3. Please. And we have to prioritize what's on the list. Everyone prioritizes. The colors don't matter. Yeah, the colors don't matter. And you can't put more than 1 dot onto. You can't put. You have to pick your 3 that you think are most important and put 1 dot on each. Color doesn't matter. Yeah. Everyone gets 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. One at a time. I guess I can handle 2.
Here, you start.
You can't put more than one.
You can't put more than 1 on anyone.
I noticed more foot traffic than here because we're bringing the people in. That foot traffic acts to calm a lot of people.
Straight, is this officially a straight road?
Yes. Taking all sides of the street.
Dottie Jane.
Take a photo.
She did, I saw her.
Did already. Yep.
Can we need dots?
That was Brad Smith created that the first time around. We're evaluating it. Yeah, we're looking at all aspects of this. But again, let's get
Say more
dots.
shops, I'm thinking, oh, food.
His priorities. Stick a dot on it.
Which I appreciate.
Good job taking notes, write them down.
You guys did.
Maybe have a number.
This down, no, because it's too late. Now the town needs an information. We have so many things. We have like restaurants, we have restaurants, a little information that can fit into any one of these things. I think I put it on something, but no one will look at it.
Yeah, no, the stickies we're gonna keep track of. Yeah, if you wanna add a sticky, you should go for it. Yes, definitely.
Subcategories for that anyway, so I'm just gonna put it right there.
Yeah, that helps us. Okay.
It's nice, but it's I think we're in a good place now.
Caitlin, you and the knees can't.
Oh, do I? It's the architect.
Oh, you give me the green one on?
No, just three.
I'm an architect, so I have a lot of practice.
Are we still voting? Do we have our top
We're
three?
almost done voting. Yeah,
Okay.
we're almost done voting.
Good.
And we need to nominate someone in our group to present our top three. I don't know who wants to do that. Right? Is that right?
We could, or if you want to, me and Dan will just do it if you tally and everything. If you want, we can start with you and then
I'll
go to
tally.
I don't know if that's even.
Still voting?
We're putting our dots on.
That's expensive.
That grant money.
Give folks another 30 seconds or so.
I didn't know. I think we're good. We're in a good place.
All right, everybody should be wrapping up voting.
We continue it where? Down here. We have to sell it. And then I would bring the wire.
Yeah, do the survey,
That's good.
How my top one. Thank you. Especially with her eye.
Yeah.
She has great ideas.
I actually bike ride.
All right.
That was yours, right?
Are you ready to report out on your top three?
Should I start? Okay. All right. So we had a three-way tie for second. So maybe I'll give number one and then 2 through 4. So our number one priority was better parking. We had a conversation about configurations and location, but in general, parking was a topic of discussion. And then a three-way tie for second was 5 votes for pedestrian access, potentially the idea of a bridge that takes advantage of the grade across the property to get people safely across the road. Bike safety and access was tied for second, and our third 5-point vote was better and more efficient traffic flows.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna repeat what she says. So our top item, our priority was traffic safety. You know, there were many comments about the roads and access being.
Could you speak louder, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. So our priority here was the roads and traffic safety on ours. We did have a split here with things like the sidewalks are fragmented, the sidewalk network isn't well, more access and better walking by the river, and small shops, not big stores. So those were our priorities.
Okay, for this group, it came out pretty clearly. We had 3 definite winners here. So all really at the top, the first things we talked about. So mixed use retail, housing, lodging, restaurants. So a lot of mixed use was the first thing that came up that got 4 votes. The second one here was waterfront access down to the river. And then the third one we had was walking paths, sidewalks, especially that go somewhere, and talked about going up Main Street in particular. So they don't just end and you have nowhere to go after that. So.
Excellent. Thanks, Dan. Okay, so I was in group 4. We had a clear number 1 answer with 6 votes, which was including a natural amphitheater or scenic overlook, which was really interesting and makes a lot of sense, especially along the riverfront. Our second one is restaurants and retail, which had 4 votes. And then we had a 3-way tie for the third spot, which is parking. We had an organic food co-op for a smaller retail space. And then we had bike paths. So I think, as you can see from all of these readouts, there's some common trends. You guys all worked in individual groups, but everybody sort of wants, generally speaking, the same thing. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take all of these, we're going to rank them, and this will be part of the public input for this plan. So before we end, I've got one more slide I'm going to run up and give, but I'd just like to thank all of you for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause. This was an awesome engaging group. I hope folks found it very helpful. And with that, I'm just going to run up to the front. We've got one more super quick slide with information on how to stay involved and stay participating in this. And then we will end it. Was there any special thing? Okay.
I'll finish up.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so to stay involved and stay informed, please visit the agency's webpage. We're going to be updating it with additional information and any public workshop materials. We are going to have an online survey that goes live tomorrow. This is the QR code. This will also be on the town's website. You may not be able to access it tonight until midnight if you're very anxious to get in there, but it will be long form. If you feel that you did not give enough feedback on a Post-it note tonight, you can give us all the feedback on the online survey. It will mirror the activity on the maps that you did here tonight. And then we'll have another public workshop. So we're going to take all of this information, we're going to summarize it, and this will feed into the development of 2 concepts for the site. Yes, sir.
Just one question.
Sure.
Is it possible with your online survey to have a real-time update that would show what's happening, where people are voting, what directions people are going, instead of it just being a black hole and then a month or 2 months later, these are the results of what you said?
Sure. To have a live survey, unfortunately, we don't have the capability to do that at the moment. But the way that we're going to integrate it into the summary is hopefully going to be, I think you'll find it fairly detailed, that answers won't just sort of fall into the void, and that it will be mixed in. What we're looking for are themes and trends and big ideas that will kind of be grouped together. But that's a great question. Yes, in the back. No, sure.
All the Post-it notes, I know you took a picture of them.
Yes.
But a lot of the Post-it notes don't completely represent all the things on the, because people were saying different things.
Of course.
Yeah. So will you take and make a whole giant list, maybe hundreds, who knows, of bullets of the Post-it notes and what people say, and then categorize them together, see what turns out in relation to these?
Absolutely. So what we do is we take these, we take the boards that we just did for all the ideas in the second exercise, we take the maps from this first exercise, we scan it all in, we have somebody digitize it, color code it, and it'll start to break out in themes. And then those static images will be included as an appendix item in the final report. So everything that you see here will be a part of the final report. Did that answer your question?
Like you said, you digitized it, but so will each statement be represented from in the digitization?
Oh, absolutely. Anything that is on these maps or these boards.
Okay.
Anything that's written down and anything that's
okay,
correct. Anything on the sticky notes, anything on the boards, and anything on the online survey will be as an appendix item in the final report. Great. With that, we've got our second public workshop. It's either going to be in December or January. It's most likely going to be in this same room. And that is when we will come back and present the findings of a market study that we have Camoin working on to see what sort of uses are actually viable for this site based on market conditions. And we'll have the 2 draft redevelopment concept plans reflective of all the engagement and feedback and input that we received tonight. So we have your emails. If you haven't signed in, we've got sign-in sheets up here. Please give us your emails. I'll make sure you're invited to all of our engagement events. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Bill to close us out.
Thank you, Tommy. As you can see, this process has changed quite a bit from our prior experience with this site. It was intentional. It's intentional to gather the feedback, to listen to the voices, to try and work with each of you to develop a concept and a plan that makes sense. It extends beyond this room. This survey, please tell your friends, or if you didn't have the opportunity to finish up your thought, go in and take the survey. We want to hear what it is that you want. I've noticed 2 things as I was walking through the room. One is, it seems like there's general themes that are consistent throughout the group, right? Safety, parking, pedestrian access, things like that, bike paths. These are things that we're all seeing, but we all knew that, right? Those are things that are important for us to consider. Additionally, I heard a couple of unusual ideas that were pretty cool, and that's important. We like that because it'll give us a concept to make this property unique and this development even something more special. So I encourage you to do that. I want to point out one other thing before we conclude our meeting. A lot of the goal that this agency has is to try to do this and develop a really good project and not spend a lot of the townspeople's taxes. So a good portion of the work that we've done thus far, the environmental assessments, part of the money that we have for the planning has been done through grants, and our partners have helped us acquire those grants. So we so far have been able to keep this as a low budget item, and that's our goal, is to try to get some progress in that area and also not spend a lot of money, and ideally to appreciate our grand list. We would like to see an ability to make the property more valuable, which thus translates to lower taxes for all of us. So that's kind of the view that we have. Before I conclude, I just want to ask any of the members, did you have any other feedback that you wanted to add to our group? I have a couple back here. Any other feedback from members? All right, would one of our members like to make a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Appreciate your support, seriously. Yeah, the QR code, you got it. I'll actually leave it up. That's a good point. You might have to come back to it after midnight, but it'll also be on the town website. And it'll have the same maps, too.
How to turn off the video. Maybe Tom can.
Oh, the TVs? Yeah.
Very well, Paul. Very good. No, you got it. Thank you.